Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from now dark San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. Sorry to be hitting you guys up so late today. It's been a very, very, very long day, and this was in part due to a full day Taekwondo competition that one of my sons was involved in Austin, Texas. So we just got back in town, and obviously when I'm around the family and it was really noisy, I did not have an opportunity to connect with you guys. But I want to talk to you about a conversation we had on the way home. So the biggest challenge that we had today was we've been gone since, I think we left here at about 6:30 this morning. We literally just got home right now. For a total, ladies and gentlemen, a total of 3 minutes of visible work from little Josh. 3 minutes. And it reminds me of the practice time to performance time ratio that we talk about with a number of coaching clients and then, of course, professional athletes. I think the biggest practice time to performance time ratio we tend to see is in the Olympics. You may have some folks that literally have 1,000,000 to 1 practice time to performance time ratio. And what you'll tend to find is it's the practice that makes the performance. And we were watching, to get him jacked up and excited, we were watching some Bruce Lee stuff last night, and they were interviewing Bruce Lee, and he said the performance is he said that's really inconsequential. When you're in front of people, that's really inconsequential. He said it is the practice that people neglect. And so the conversation we had tonight was your very best. What is your very best? And did you do your very best? Because he did not place first, which we were, of course, always aiming for. And the challenge is when you've got an 11-year-old who's sitting around for literally 8 to 9 hours and then has to jump into action, it can be challenging. It can be challenging for anybody in any situation to do that. But the key is this, your very best. And here's what he understood. This is not just about you. And adults kind of miss that when I say it's not just about you. My coaching clients' performance is a reflection on me and my coaching. My coaching clients' performance is a reflection on me and my coaching. An athlete's performance many times is a reflection on the coaching and the team. Anybody who is receiving training from anybody is representing them when they're outperforming. And so we had a conversation with Josh just about that. So my question is, who are you representing besides yourself in your work? Who are you representing besides yourself in your life? Who else is going to be looked at positively or negatively that's connected to you based on whether or not you give your very best when you do anything that you do? I mean, anything. Menial tasks, and that's why we expect excellence from the kids here at home, even for menial tasks, cleaning the bathroom, raking up the leaves, picking up the yard, your very best. We don't want first place per se at all. What we want is their very best, the very best that they can bring, the very best that they can. And that is a habit. And when you bring your very best, and you practice and practice and practice and practice, there is no shame in coming in second, third, fourth, or maybe even not even placing if you give your very best. At the college, I want to say over and over, I mean, for like 4+ years, and I could never pass algebra. I gave it my very best. I remember telling somebody Friday, I had this one algebra class where it was almost like the good Lord just showed me that this stuff isn't a joke. It's like walking into a room that's completely dark and you turn the light on and you can see everything in it. And then the light bulb goes out and you lose it again. Well, that happened to me one day at Our Lady of the Lake University after I had left St. Mary's. I saw everything on my paper. For a split second, it made sense, and then it was gone. So I know it makes sense, just not to me. And I gave my very, very best. The very best I could give, I gave. If you give your very, very best, you have nothing to be ashamed of. You have no guilt. You have no condemnation. You have nothing to tear you down unless you beat yourself up. And guess what? If your very best isn't cutting it, hire somebody. Get with somebody, mentor with somebody who can help you get better and who can learn more and who can maybe sharpen your skills. You may be swinging that axe in the forest, giving it everything you've got, and it takes somebody else to come alongside you to say, bro, your axe is jacked up. You need to sharpen it. You need to sharpen the axe. You need to sharpen the saw. We need to sit down and reevaluate this, because if your very best is not cutting it, then you have other options available, other resources available to you as well. You can practice longer. You can practice harder. You can practice with somebody else. You can make sure that you're giving not only your very best as your very best performance. Your very best has to do with seeking out the very best resources that are available to you without excuse as well. My favorite book says this. Everybody's after money, but my favorite book says this. It says, get wisdom, get knowledge, get understanding. With all you have and with all you've got, get wisdom. You see, when you have wisdom, you can connect the dots and do the things that help you to become a person who attracts wealth into your life instead of having to pursue it. And you become a person who attracts success instead of having to pursue it. So when you have an opportunity to gain wisdom, gain knowledge, so that you can be even better at giving your best, it's the best place to be. It's all a growth thing. Never quit, never give in, never give up. Keep pushing. Have a good weekend, guys.